Hello, everybody. Welcome to another day of the World Breakers podcast featuring the World Breakers that we have here. Me, Bobo, Panda, and some guy named Saber Dusk. Hello, everybody. How y'all doing today?
Oh, good. And you?
I'm doing peachy, just like a lemon. Oh my goodness. How about you, Saber? How you doing today?
I live.
You're wonderful. Yay. Man, what a great time we've been having these past few days. There's a little bit things and stuff happening, lot of crafty survivaling happening in the corner, the one corner here,
And
and
game
other things happening.
showcases.
What's that?
Game showcases.
Yeah. We gotta get there has a good look cool, a lot of good stuff happening with that stuff, huh? Man.
Yes.
Oh goodness, I was really excited when I saw it earlier. Well, when you mentioned, because I'll be honest with you, I've never been really excited about anything regarding Nintendo as far as I'm concerned. Because every time I hear something Nintendo, it's like, oh, when are they gonna release the next? I don't know, like next Mario Party or next Splatoon or so. And then I saw the stuff on the direct, and I was amazed they were gonna release some stuff there. Like they made a Zelda game where you actually play as Zelda, like you actually play as Zelda, not just the spirit of Zelda or some other fancy little gimmick they do to like not have you play as her, but actually play as Zelda. Like oh my word!
Yes. And not to mention the long awaited release or game Metroid Prime 4 was announced at the very end.
Oh
Actual
yes.
gameplay footage.
So I'm not a big fan of the Metroid series because I've never really been had a chance to play them because I never had the GameCube at the time, so I never had the chance to really buy those games.
You have a chance now, Bobo, because
I
you have a
sure do.
Switch and they released the remaster version and it is beautiful.
Oh my word! I'll have to give it a shot once. I remember to actually charge my Switch for once because man,
Well, I hope that you do, because the games that they released, which was Zelda Four Sword, I would like to play with you.
oh, of course that'll be something that we could probably maybe try out on stream sometime. Maybe I do have the capabilities to do that with a capture card, so we could try doing that too.
I have a
But
capture card too.
yeah, look at that. We got some plans over here.
Ooh.
Otherwise, I was the one thing that really surprised me of all things was the fact that they're making a remake of the Dragon Quest games.
Yeah, all three of them. It's
The
a
original three.
HD 2D remake, so it's in traditional top-down fashion with all its world map and glory. It's like Octopath Traveler or a game
Oh
like
yeah,
that,
it's gotta
where
be
it's
weird. Yeah, playing those games and not sit in our direction for sure.
I think that you know it's basically it's basically the same game, but like the environment, instead of it being a pixel art, it's more like 3D and like really
Very well detailed, like
it's like
as
a
you say.
diorama, really,
Yeah,
if you think about it.
yeah, it's gonna be an interesting choice of art direction because when I think of Dragon Quest, I always keep thinking like this really goofy art style, but I think that's mostly because it was helped by the fact that it was the most like almost everything was basically assigned by Toriyama at the time. R.I.P. to the guy, and it just almost felt like an extension of the Dragon Ball world to an extent because given that again it was made by the same guy who made through that the Dragon Ball and the what's it called was it Chrono Trigger. It doesn't work with Chrono Trigger, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so those are the same guy that did the art for that
Ace
too.
would Ace would skull you right now if he was here.
Oh, word. So what was it, Chrono Cross?
Didn't he make the game Sand Place or Sand something
Sand.
that's right?
Sandland.
Yeah,
That was his
Sandland.
last project.
That was his last project. Yeah.
And
Before he yeah. But apparently he had lots and lots of projects still that never came to light.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely the same too. Because I would have really loved to see anything beyond the Dragon Ball world. Because I feel like as far as the Dragon Ball universe, I think they've pretty much done everything they could possibly do with that. At the very least, with the same characters that we see anyway. Like if they were to make a series of Dragon Ball that took place like maybe like hundreds of years past like the lifespans of the original characters, or like I would say like that it would work as a series.
Well, Dragon Ball.
Oh, Dragon Ball, yeah, because I guess it was getting really ridiculous with all the power ups the characters are having on there. There's only so much you can stick with those characters and make the story unique and exciting, and that they just they pretty much don't boil down to just waiting for the next time that Goku or Vegeta was just gonna dye their hair to a different color, essentially.
Well, there's that old saying: if it works, I'll change it. I guess.
I suppose you're right. I suppose. But
Yeah.
there's other
Some
things.
people just like butter, You know.
Yeah, definitely. But speaking of creators here, we wanted to discuss a little bit on the subject of the stuff we've been experiencing recently for creators have been getting screwed over from one side to the other. All the Adobe stuff that's been happening here, like the legalities in here. There's like a
Please explain me exactly what's been happening because I have no idea.
oh well, there's a bit of change on their terms of service where let me see if I can find the right wording for it. Where let's see what's we gonna find it here. Yes. So there's a section in the terms of service, especially specifically in the article 2 about the privacy and access to your content. Like it says in here, no one but well they changed that a little bit recently because of the drama the controversy here. As it just says, no one but you owns your own content, but we need access to your content as necessary to operate Adobe applications and services. We limit our access to very specific purposes. We review content that is on our servers to screen for certain types of illegal content, such as certain legal stuff here. Other bits of content and behavior, for example, patterns of activity that indicate spam or phishing. And we start this process with an automated machine-driven review. But if our automated systems or another user flags an issue, a person may review the content to confirm it if it is illegal or abusive. A person may review your content on our servers in limited circumstances, such as upon your request, when you choose to let us use your content to improve our products, or when your content is flagged or reported as illegal. Here's what we won't do. We don't scan or review content that is stored locally on your device. We also don't train generative AI models on your customers' content unless you're submitted the content to the Adobe Stock Marketplace. So essentially, the problem with all this is that the original wording for it made it very on the nose, very it mentioned on the nose that Adobe could use a machine learning software to basically scan your files, and they could do pretty much whatever they want with that information at the time.
Well,
No.
it would give them the licenses and everything to your content that you create on Adobe products like Photoshop and Premiere. They'll be able to take your work and use it for their own applications.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
that
they don't
doesn't
necessarily,
sound right.
yeah, they technically say they don't necessarily steal the stuff here, but the problem is that the way they word it here made it very 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 concerning for a lot of creators here, which is very made sense here considering the fact that they could very easily use their machine learning to basically use stuff that you might have created there, and the fact that they're
Then,
also using their device to make reviews of your projects, it really messes up with a lot of creators who have non NDAs, non the disclosure agreements here, and
Then, Bobo, not to
yeah.
mention that not only did they do that, they saw people leaving, so they put in a cancellation fee of $80 to cancel your subscription to them.
Oh,
And because of that, they're trapping people from leaving them. Because of that, the FDA and the pretty much the US government had to get involved to sue Adobe for entrapment people from canceling their product because nobody got $80 to cancel their product.
yeah, of course. Well, the problem is
Oh,
that
an $80 fee to cancel a product.
Yep.
cancel a subscription-based product.
Yep.
That's the biggest problem here. The thing about it is that, Saber, is that maybe you yourself don't use Adobe products, but for a lot of work that it's involved in the industry, for like like a film industry and in many other industries
I
regarding like
used to use
digital.
Substance Painter.
Oh yeah, I get you there. But like people use like use Adobe products all the time for like all of their stuff, like for editing websites, for creating radio projects and special effects. And it's a bit like
Logos.
it's pretty much like the industry standard basically. Because it's either you use those softwares from Adobe or you use like the media encoder stuff, like the what was it called, the Avids? Is it Avid? What? Yeah, I think I believe it's Avid stuff. Yeah, the Avid software that people use for movie industries and such. And man, it's just a shame too, because back when but my initial reasoning for learning how to use Adobe at the time was because it was the only software I could use when I went to school for broadcasting. That was, yeah, I could use between both Mac and PC computers, because the computers on my school only used Macs basically. And me being as broke as I was at the time, I didn't have any money to buy a Mac. So I said, you know what? I want to learn how to use Adobe, because I don't have to. Because by the time people were using what's it called, like Final Cut, which is like $1,000 software at the time, probably more now. And it was a hassle at the time just to learn Final Cut if I can't even use it at home.
Yeah, I'll trap you.
Oh yeah, it's a shame that to see that's happening here, but I guess it was bound to happen, because Adobe has been getting really, really greedy with their product basically. Like there was a time where you could buy all the Adobe suites, like all the software, for like, I think it was like $300. You get all, like all of the Photoshop,
I
uh,
know what you mean,
here.
because like when I went ahead and did the Substance Painter and saw that you have to pay like a highly large amount of money for just the Substance Painter,
Hmm.
it's just like, oh my god. And then seeing it, like, um, I saw that they recently released a new version of Substance Painter on Steam, and it's like 300 something dollars.
Holy macaroni! That's a huge steep price for something outside of the Valve stuff. God dang.
Yeah, it's very expensive. I went ahead and just went with Blender because could you
Hmm.
imagine just spending like that much amount of money and then like maybe 1 or 2 years later they release another version
Oh yeah.
and then all your files don't work because you're not on the right version?
I mean, for as far as Blender goes, Blender was also like a good alternate to what you ever heard of Autodesk?
I mean, I use Blender now for uh, editing my avatars and applying the textures.
But have you ever used any Autodesk software before?
No,
Yeah, because that stuff was definitely expensive as well too. Like I've only ever used Maya myself like a couple of times for one or two classes. And I saw like the price for it. Man, it's incredibly expensive. I'm not sure what kind of business model they have now because I've never got too far into the 3D world, but it was definitely expensive. It's like that. Like a lot of this stuff that's like industry standard was really expensive. I mean, I'm glad at the very least that Blender's become more prevalent these days. Yeah, Maya. Yeah, of all people, you would know this, Monty. Maya is expensive. I mean, anything from Autodesk is expensive. It's a dang shame that in order to keep yourself trained in these industries, you have to keep either renting or getting a certain license there on hand so you can practice with it as well too. Yeah, it's also used in medical too. Really?
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of this. And because I know they have like different 3D modeling programs in the Autodesk. Is that like I think like was this what they call it? You said wait, Substance Painter was in Adobe, right? There
That
was
is
another one,
Adobe.
but there was another one that I forgot what it was now. Man, it escapes my time now.
Substance Painter was Adobe. I mean, the only one I think of is Blender.
Oh, 3D. I think it's 3ds Max. I was thinking that was also by Autodesk. My word. Did you ever? I guess was CAD also part of the Autodesk as well too, Monty? I don't know. Not just OG. I guess it'll be a mystery. Oh, it was a part of. Okay, that is a dang. That's a dang shame too. Because how long does the license? Well, the license last? Is it? It's like at least 10 years. Damn,
It said a
$5,000.
year.
$5,000 for a license. Damn. Like you better be getting a lot of like work in order to invest in that. Jeez,
High end work.
$5,000 for a year. For a wow. That
It's
is
insane.
that is you again. You have to like be making serious banking if you're gonna invest that kind of money. Yeah,
I feel like that. I feel like that's purely for business.
yeah. I mean, it
It
doesn't help.
has to be.
Yeah, it's a shame because it's considered like the business, like no, the industry, like standards. So like they kind of you know pressure you into trying to learn these softwares there, and or else you won't be really considered part of the job.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's definitely something to keep an eye out for sure in the industry there.
I know. I know. The. I mentioned this before, but um, I want to mention it again. Speaking of companies that are kind of just like not with it, I guess. I mean, like Valve with TF2.
Oh yes,
Yeah, that. I mean, it's still a shame, and I keep bringing it up because it is kind of sad that the current state of that.
Oh, Saber.
Yeah.
Talking about Valve, did you know that Steam claims pretty much Steam is accusing Valve for overcharging UK players, 14 million UK players for Valve games? Pretty much UK players were overcharged playing like Half-Life and everything else. Any Valve game.
Half Life.
Yeah, Half-Life. That's a Valve game.
How much?
By how much
I don't-
is this?
Well, they were overcharged.
By how much?
I
It's a
don't know.
$10 game. You gotta tell me.
Like if it's
But they
like
were
$5,
charged.
How are you gonna
No.
overcharge this?
No. But they were charged more compared to everybody else.
How much
It's-
more?
I don't know how much more, but wouldn't you be mad if I paid $5 for the game, but you had to pay like $10 for the game?
Is it that much of a difference?
Is it that much of a difference?
It's enough difference for a lawsuit to come about.
Are you sure about that? You got. I feel like it's got to be quite a bit of a pressure there.
I
Well,
feel like this
here,
wouldn't have gone
It's
out of the blue.
so here. Valve is being sued in the UK for a whopping 656 million pounds or euros, whichever that sign is. Technically, it's 843 million. In compensation lawsuit alleging that millions of PC players could have been overcharged on Steam. for
So they're
Valve
not
players.
even they don't even know that they were overcharged. They're just saying could.
They
They
could.
don't have any proof.
No. They have proof in order
mean,
to get a lawsuit to
Where's
happen.
the proof?
They have to have the
It's-
proof. They charge the people for goodness sake, but
It's
where
in
is it though?
making because it's in court.
So there's
Yeah.
there's no.
You don't get
No
proof
steps.
until they start refilling it in court and everything.
Oh,
Because it's hate.
Is that how that works?
Well, do you want to show your cards so your enemies can prepare?
I just want to know how much they're going to charge for.
I'm pretty
Half-Life.
sure in the legal system that both like lawyers both have to show off their evidence to each other.
I just want to know how much they're going to charge for Half-Life over here.
It's like showing your defense to your opposition.
Yeah, I think that's you're supposed to do that in the courtroom because
Either
I
way-
think it's actually like you could get in trouble for springing on a surprise evidence into
Well,
the courtroom.
It goes by the judge first.
Yeah. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
Yeah, you
Lawyers-
reveal your evidence.
lawyers
to the
are supposed
judge.
to reveal each other's evidence if asked.
I know you reveal it to the judge, and he has to approve it.
Well, yeah,
it
but
gets
I
brought up in
believe
court.
if an opposite lawyer comes to you and asks for your evidence,
Well,
like-
either
Hmm.
story short, there is a
mean-
lawsuit happening for 843 million for UK players being overcharged.
I need more information about this before I
Yeah.
can make any contents here. Because
yeah, there's
I-
got to be some kind of thing
Yes,
here
we
because
have
it kind
Google
of
right
seems
now.
like some kind of
We do.
bullshit to me
Just
because
Google it.
there's nothing showing anything of that.
Look, yeah, because the thing is, like, I'm used to seeing the games being priced differently from different regions too, because the currency is also different too, compared to like currency from the States to anywhere else too. So like it would make sense if the pricing for certain games on their side would be different from over here.
Yeah.
What is it, Panda? What is it? I want to know they were paying $40 for the first Team Fortress. I gotta
Also
know.
said to represent 4 million UK players.
Quickly, ask Ali. He must know this.
Hey,
Ali's- Ali is-
is.
Oh, I don't know. Ali's busy. He has a lot of work to do.
Oh, he's busy. He's busy helping
So-
the lawyers get his money back from buying. Well, what was it called, like the Portal? Yeah, he's gonna get the money back for his Portal copy there.
The website doing a fair citing UK law. Ba.
But hey, guys.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of information here and what laws they're actually suing for in the UK.
Oh,
But
cool.
this is a lot of legal jargon that's not really entertaining. So
I just want to know how much they're charging people. That's all I want to know.
Yeah, I
That's all I need.
well, okay, fine. The amount of money the claim says is owed to each UK player ranges from about $30 to $60.
That's it.
22
Okay.
year Bobo, let's say if I bought a game for $30 and you
Yeah.
had to buy a game for the same game for $60, wouldn't you be a little bit mad?
Is it? That's more like that. Sounds more like it. It's just like overall, like they got paid. They get charged like $30 overall. Not like they paid $30 for each game more than everybody else.
And technically, let's say if I bought a game for $10 and you had to pay $70 in.
Not gonna. It just says you said it was like $30 overall.
Yeah, $30 to $60.
Not
$30 to
not
$60.
not that every game that they purchased was over
The
30.
amount of money the claim says to own to each UK player ranges from $30 to $60. We're talking about multiple games.
Yeah,
You
multiple
can't
games.
your brain from one game.
Like overall, like they got like of all the games they own, that's how much more they got charged. Not for each game though. It's okay. It's something we could cover for another time. Once we get more,
we'll have to
information
wait
about
for
this.
more information to come out for that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there's been a past lawsuit too from
But
Wolfire
I
Games.
assume that
About
this
it.
isn't like you said. This is a past lawsuit. I assume this isn't
No,
the
this
first
is a
lawsuit.
brand new lawsuit.
That's a
But
brand
they,
new one.
but they've
Yeah,
been
yeah, I know.
they've
I
been
know what
sued
you're.
by two companies.
I know what
before.
you're saying. I'm saying
Yeah.
that I'm sure that this lawsuit was a thing before, and I think it just didn't pass, and now they're just trying again.
Oh no, it's brand new. It's this month.
Yeah, I know, but I
Yeah.
believe that I think that sort of thing wouldn't have just occurred now. I think it would have happened early on as well.
Yeah, because I've definitely seen like this stuff pop up from time to time. Like in my Facebook feed, every once in a while I see an ad talk about like, oh, you can join on the effort to fight against Steam and get your money back because they might have overcharged your account the entire time. So you have a promise to.
Well,
sue
either way,
Steam.
there's a bunch of legal jargon here that's so many paragraphs long that really boring to read. So you really want to get the details, you can read it yourself.
Quickly take a string of words and put it together, and then put it on screen so you can read it.
Because it goes in UK law and everything else, and
Basically,
I
what
don't really
Panda's-
care enough.
What
in
Panda
order
is
to
saying
go
is
into it.
simply this.
What I'm simply saying is that there's a lawsuit out there for that.
Don't care more. Don't buy Half-Life again. Opposing force.
This is why you get NordVPN, so you can change your VPN to a different country and get it for a cheaper price.
NordVPN.
No,
Well,
this
I mean,
has-
we don't even know if it's actually the case because it hasn't passed. So, you know,
there
it could
actually
be
has
bullshit.
been past lawsuits that's been won against Valve.
okay.
So for this, either way, let's just get off this topic. You guys can, if you really want to learn about it, you can go into it yourself.
Yeah. Let's go research. Anyways,
Well,
you said there was other game things that were happening as well too, Saber. Was there like another thing besides the Nintendo Direct?
I mean, you had the Xbox Direct that revealed a bunch of stuff, like actual gameplay footage of Perfect Dark.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
Yeah.
The
So
new
that's
one
coming
sounds cool.
along. Not to mention, Perfect Dark is on the Switch if you have the expansion pack with online multiplayer. So that's kind of cool.
Ooh.
There also was revealed they had Doom the Dark Ages. That's coming out next year.
Oh.
They also had there's another one that was pretty big. I'm trying to remember on top of my head what it was. I think Fable was. I think more Fable stuff was shown off. I think I don't remember. Oh yeah, and there's also a new Gears coming out, so that's cool. Just a cinematic trailer, nothing else, but it goes back to the original story and not like the new story with all these new characters that we really don't care about. We're going back to like Marcus and Dom, the classic guys, and I'm like all for that.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, I'll definitely. I was enamored by like the characters from the original Gears of War. I sucked at the game, so get me wrong.
I'm excited because I'm finally gonna get a Gears game on PC that has a story that relates to Marcus and Dom, and Marcus isn't a side character, and Dom is back. So I'm excited for that.
No, Dom never died. Nope. He never did. That's an impossibility. See, if
I do hope while we're waiting, we get some kind of like collection of the trilogy and have it a port over to PC, because that would be fantastic. I would love that, being able to play through Gears 1 through 3. I would love that very much.
I thought those games were in the battle, not the battle pass, the Game Pass, weren't they?
All right, yes, on console, not on PC. The only game that's available on PC is Gears of War 5 and Gears Tactics, which is just a spin-off XCOM game. You don't have any of the original Gears games on there.
That's wild. How is it on console? Just on console?
There's some other games that are only on console. Like, for example, you have Conquer, Banjo-Kazooie. You have like some of the Fable games. I think I think Fable's on here. I'm not sure, but I know for sure Banjo-Kazooie and like a lot of the Rare games and like some old Xbox original games are still on console.
That's wild. I would have thought because of the change on how they do the things on Windows now, that they would that they would also work with the console stuff too, because it's all by Microsoft, for God's sake. Why else would they put a gaming console on Windows if it's not gonna work with the console stuff?
I don't know.
What a grand and wild mystery that is.
Mm-hmm.
And you said there was gonna be a new Doom too.
Yes.
Gosh.
Basically, this one's going to be a pre-sequel.
Oh.
And it's basically all medieval themed. So you're shooting like coal, like you have a coal gun. All the demons are all like medieval themed. There's like a demon dragon. There's like this, you can finally use like the giant mechs that you see in Doom Eternal.
Oh.
The only thing that saddens me is that Mick Gordon won't be working on the music project for this one, which hurts my heart because he made some bangers in the other ones.
Oh yeah, the soundtrack was pretty badass in those games.
Yeah, Bethesda screwed it up with his music, and he just decided not to work with them, which is fair. I understand with that.
Given the history of Bethesda with their games recently, they say we're doing good with the Doom stuff. That's because they have another studio.
That's because Bethesda's not even working on it.
Yeah, it's like another studio that was
working on it. It's yeah. Completely different studio. Yeah.
Well, they were polished by Bethesda, so they get to have a kind of a name on it as well too.
Yeah, Bethesda just gives them the money.
Yeah,
they do the hard. They do the heavy lifting.
Oh, no, of course. I mean, how else would they make sure that it looks so fun to play?
Yeah, I mean, all Bethesda can do these days is make old relic games like Starfield that feel like it came out of like 2009.
It somehow feels more outdated than Outer Worlds.
It's so bad when these nowadays, there's like non-existent loading screens these days. And you go to Starfield, there's a load screen for going into space. There's a load screen getting into your ship. There's load screens everywhere. It's insane. It's like, because they're still using that dusty old creation engine that is barely
Oh my God, still?
Yes, they didn't use a new engine for Starfield. It's still the same engine they used for Fallout 4.
That's insane.
It
That
is.
that
That's why
itself was
it's
already outdated at this point.
that's why it's so shit, because there's so much limitations with that engine that of course there's going to be a bunch of loading screens because the engine can't handle it. Because they're still using that engine. I mean, at this point, they might as well either make a new engine or use Unreal,
You're being
like
unreal,
everyone
man.
else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Might as well.
Because at this point, no. It is shitty.
That's a very unfortunate thing from Bethesda because it doesn't really paint a good story of how all like the 6 Elder Scrolls games gonna look like. Because it's kind of hard to believe what they're gonna do. Because
I hope that Elder Scrolls 6 is being made on a different engine, not the creation engine. And they're gonna reveal, oh, it's this engine is this is Unreal Engine, and it's like, oh yes, finally, not on the freaking creation engine, thank God. And let's hope that I can. I mean, although I have very low faith in Bethesda because Fallout 76 made it be somewhat enjoyable for others. When that first launched, it was terrible because they didn't even have NPCs. They're like, oh, you don't need NPCs. The players are NPCs.
you're the
Well,
NPC.
guess what? The players are dicks.
You're the NPC. Panda's
So,
the NPC.
Yeah. And then when it came to Starfield, again, I feel like the storytelling isn't on par and limitations of the engine kind of hold it back.
Man, my real concern is just like, at least from like when I saw the decision between Oblivion to Skyrim, the RPG element of the game has really, really gone down the slope there. Because they used to have stats, the actual stats for creating different spells and magic and such. Now it's just very slotted abilities itself here. Like the equipment barely has anything to do with anything of the stats. And then they oversimplified the stats for the Fallout series too, where you don't even change your skills points. You just actually aim and things will actually hit. Do you believe that? If you actually aim at something and you shoot it, you actually hit it. I believe.
I actually didn't have a problem with Skyrim.
I just think what I mean is like the RPG element is just getting a little bit too simple now. Like it's almost non-existent at this point almost. But we'll see how they change that up in the next time. Are you doing it right, Panda?
Yeah,
You sure?
just listening.
Gotcha. Do you have anything to comment on the Xbox stuff that's been released recently?
Nope.
No gamer insight on this.
Nope.
Aw, okay.
I don't pay attention that much to Xbox.
But you pay attention to all the survival crafting games out there, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
You sure
Yeah.
do.
I'm definitely excited for the Doom, and then I'm not sure about Perfect Dark, but I would like to see some more gameplay of that. Maybe the multiplayer too, that'd be cool. But I want to see like classic weapons like the briefcase gun.
Oh, jeez.
Remember the briefcase gun?
Oh, of course. That's like
I love
basically
that
a classic staple in that
So
series.
funny. I love it.
Mhm.
And I hope to see it. If they whenever they do the next trailer, I want them to show that off because that'd be fun.
Yeah, of course.
And from what I saw too from them, I didn't really see too much. Like, it seemed very linear, which is not really like how Perfect Dark works. It's more of you have multiple objectives that you have to complete in this like little hub area.
Yeah.
But maybe it was just the intro, so who knows?
I mean, it was basically like a low key sequel to like the GoldenEye games like they're releasing.
Oh yeah,
too.
yeah,
So,
it definitely was.
That was literally their way of making a sequel without having to use the IP of the James Bond series. So they would get away with it.
Yeah.
You guys have any future projects coming up by any chance?
Future projects, such as what?
You guys are coming up with anything else today? Coming up? Yes. Anything at
Oh,
all?
like gaming developers or stuff like that?
No, you guys.
Me?
Yeah.
Gungaga.
True. Oh, you, Ben, do you have any projects coming up soon? Any new TikToks we should be aware about?
No, not of that sort. But Saber, any World Breaker events happening here?
Well, we have a soon will be a big event that will be occurring soon. There will be some changes. We'll make an announcement about that next week. So stay tuned to that as we will update you on that sort of status about BreakerCon. For next week, I'm going to be experimenting with some new ideas for events, sort of taking it on a different spin. I've been at it for a couple of months now, and I've been kind of trying to figure out what sticks in the water, and I think I've come out with a different solution. So stay tuned for that as well.
Excellent. Yeah. Definitely keep an eye out for all the events we mentioned in the future here, guys. Otherwise, if you have, when I wrap it up for today, when I start to play, please,
Sure.
yeah. Otherwise, feel free to join us next week, in 2 weeks, guys, for the next episode of the podcast. And also keep an eye out for the Sunday stream for when Zero and I finally do more Chris Redfield stuff.
Yeah.
Goodbye, guys.
Yeah.
Good night.